But it is time right now, Mr. Finn, if you are ready for it, for that lion's roar. I heard it. It's
A little
Daniel in the
premature there.
Deacon's Den. Good morning, Deacon Dan Brahier. How are you this morning?
And Merry Christmas to you, Deacon Dan.
Thank you. You too. Bless you for saying that. It's still Christmas season, isn't it? It feels like it's been 85 years since I was on the air with you guys the last time. But, time goes so fast. I was yesterday, I go to the mailbox. I've got a catalog from one of the Catholic companies in the mailbox. And the cover of it says, "Order your palms for Palm Sunday today, coming March 29th.
Huh.
I went, oh my gosh, March 29th, that's 11 weeks from this week.
Yeah.
Holy Week is 11 weeks away. What's going on here? We haven't even finished Christmas yet.
Yeah, and a good reminder to all of us that we haven't. I'm beginning to see, we saw a lot of the Christmas presents, Christmas decorations, come down from all the stores, but even some Catholics' homes a little bit early.
Yeah, it seems like every year we keep bumping it up. We put the decorations up earlier and we take them down earlier. And it's for me, that's one of the most frustrating things, or really kind of sad things about Christmas, is how our society, our consumer-based society, does away with Christmas so quickly. You go into Costco or Walmart and they've got Christmas trees up in August, but by the time we get to Christmas, I'm driving down the street on December 26th and there's Christmas trees laying out along the road. And, I just feel so bad. I look at that and I think, wow, we've kind of missed the point here,
Yeah, right.
So, in the Catholic tradition, as we know, Christmas doesn't end on December 25th. It's that December 25th, or really Christmas Eve, marks the start of the Christmas season. But the Christmas season is supposed to last for this year 17 days. The church's wisdom kind of encourages us to celebrate Christmas for the whole season, right through the Feast of the Baptism, which of course we celebrate this weekend. And so what I want to do is give our listeners 3 reasons why I think it's really important as Catholics that we continue to actively follow that practice. Reason number 1, let's face it, Christmas is the celebration of the incarnation of God as a human being. That's so amazing. It's almost beyond comprehension. That is such a big deal that we have to admit that one day is not enough to celebrate it. Amen. It isn't just like anybody else's birthday, like your son's birthday. You can celebrate on that one day and say, well, happy birthday. My son's birthday actually is coming up in 3 days. Same thing. It's one day, But if you think about it, we celebrate Easter for 7 weeks.
Right.
It is such a high solemnity that if we truly believe that Jesus is God who became flesh, we can't celebrate that in just one day. We need time to feast, to celebrate, and to contemplate what that event really means in our lives. Secondly, after Jesus was born, he was manifested, meaning that he was made known in terms of who he was. This hidden young man, suddenly we realize, oh my gosh, this is God. And we talk about 3 different events in that of manifestation. The first, of course, was the Epiphany, where the wise men come. We celebrated that last Sunday. The second is the baptism that we celebrate this weekend, where God speaks from the clouds and says, "This is my son that I'm well pleased." And then the third is celebrating the wedding feast at Cana, when Jesus publicly performs that first miracle, changing water into wine, showing everyone that he is God. So Christmas and the Christmas season are not just about the birth of Christ. It's about the world recognizing him as Messiah. And so what we're doing is we're celebrating Christmas, and we're celebrating the Epiphany, and we're celebrating the baptism, as we're recognizing who Jesus is, that he is the Son of God. And that takes more than one day to unpack all of that. And then the third reason is let's be countercultural. This consumerist world we live in, I was amazed. I was at the store after the week after Christmas, and Valentine's candy was on. Right. All the Christmas stuff was gone, and the Valentine's candy was on. I'm like, it's December 26th. Valentine's Day isn't until the middle of February. Well, let's start buying those Valentine's chocolates the day after Christmas, So what we can do as Catholics is we can send out a message that Christmas is a lot bigger than one day. It's a countercultural thing to do. So my advice on this, first of all, keep Christmas decorations up through the baptism if it's possible. Continue to enjoy your tree. Now, if you got a real tree and it's dead and it's a fire hazard and all the needles are falling off, I understand, right? But we have an artificial tree here. Keep that tree up. And the little things, keep the nativity scene up. No reason to tear that down the day after Christmas. Mm-hmm. Same thing with your lights, indoor and outdoor lights. I love walking down the street in the evening and seeing the Christmas lights still up today, and keep listening to Christmas music. I was stunned, never surprised, but always stunned that the local radio station, another station, started playing Christmas music on Thanksgiving.
Oh, right.
But I turned that station on December 26th, and they were back to regular programming.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, my goodness, the day after Christmas, we've already ended it, So it's an opportunity for us to really soak in the season. The one thing that I learned, and I guess I had thought about it before, but not really lived it, prior to 1970, which I did live, the church celebrated the Christmas season for 40 days.
Right.
It was 40 days of Christmas season, 50 days of Easter season. And so the church celebrated Christmas right through February 2nd. And so in Western Europe, from Italy to the UK, it is common practice to leave a lot of your decorations up until February 2nd. So I was amazed 10 years ago, this January, my wife and I went to England, and I spent a semester teaching over there. And every church you go into had the nativity scene still set up in the church until February 2nd. And we adopted that practice. We came back home, and for the last 10 years, now we leave our Christmas tree and our nativity scene and a few indoor lights up until February 2nd. Because it's kind of unusual in the U.S., but gosh, why not celebrate it for 40 days? So I would urge our listeners to be countercultural. Leave your tree up if possible. Leave your nativity scene up, and you can turn your outdoor lights off because your neighbors start to think you're a weirdo if you got them up on January 30th. I get that, but maybe keep a few decorations around and leave your indoor lights and your nativity scene up. No matter what you do, just continue to celebrate Christmas beyond December 25th. And most importantly, teach your children to do the same thing, because we want the next generation to understand and appreciate the importance of this season.
Yeah, and that's how traditions carry on, too. I mean, when you do that, and then it's the way I grew up, so that then the tradition continues.
We have a tradition in our family for celebrating Epiphany, which we did last night, and there's kind of a traditional way we do it in the family where I have frankincense billowing out in the house, and we go about the house. I do a house blessing, which you can do as a layperson too, and we have holy water. We sprinkle it in each of the rooms of the house. We sing "We Three Kings," and we open the last present. So we always leave one present under the Christmas tree, so that on January 6th we can or Sunday of the Epiphany, whatever day we celebrate, that we can open that last present. So we exchanged our last Christmas presents last night. It's just a beautiful way to kind of bring that full circle and recognize that Christmas isn't over yet. And
idea.
You know what? Our children, our three sons, are doing the same thing with their families. And that's the point. Now they're passing it on to their kids so that the next generation, they'll continue to do that too and acknowledge that Christmas goes beyond the 25th.
There's great wisdom and sacredness in the way that the church has laid out the calendar, right, for the year. So we just benefit if we follow along with the wisdom of the church and continue to celebrate the things that the church is celebrating, and then make those times of reparation and those times of sacrifice, follow the church in those as well, right?
Yeah, we call that living liturgically, and I really think there's something to be said for that. I know that one of the things, I have my oldest son and his wife, they have a cookbook. You've seen those cookbooks that are organized liturgically. And so, on the Feast of St. Joseph, you bake special St. Joseph bread. And on the Feast of St. John the Evangelist, you do a blessing of wine and sparkling grape juice. Those kind of things, like living out each of those days what we're called to be paying attention to as Catholics. I think we can't get enough of that.
I love that. Deacon Dan Brahier, I'll tell you what. Thanks for that reminder, and let's start some new traditions if we haven't already begun those practices, and then pass them on. Because we should get the full 40 days. We should celebrate the entire time, and
living
get in
liturgically.
step.
Never too late.
Living liturgically, absolutely. Deacon Dan Brahier in the
Thanks,
Deacon's
Deacon Dan.
Den this morning. I love it.
Thank you. You guys have a great week.